here, and this is Bucket List Homestead. And today's video I'm very excited about. It is a collaboration that is hosted by Constance over at Cosmopolitan Cornbread. And the collaboration is called March Canning Madness. And this is a great way to get a jump start on all your 2024 canning and start stocking those pantry shelves. And she has made this an open collaboration, which I'm very grateful for. I had planned on doing a lot of canning in March and bringing you all along with me, but now that it's a collaboration, it makes it even that much more fun. And I have been water bath canning, I'm gonna say about 28 years. I think I started on my own a year or two into our marriage. And I started pressure canning 4 years ago. I was petrified to do it, and I'm very angry I waited so long, let me tell you. Today I am pressure canning. And as I said, it was scary in the beginning, and I did start on a traditional Presto induction oven pressure canner, as we have a black flat top stove. It's difficult to pressure can on them. It's not impossible, but I found it very difficult to get the steady rocking action, constantly adjusting the knobs. I am the queen of research, and I started researching electric pressure canners 2 years ago. And loved what I was reading, loved what I was researching. I love it. So I am going to be using electric pressure canner today. I do not pretend to know everything about canning. Nope. And there's always more to learn, which is why I love this collaboration so much. And I do love electric pressure canner. If you don't like them, that's okay. I know some people don't, but I'm telling you, I've been using mine going on 3 years now, and I love it. So today's recipe is actually from Constance at Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I will share it down in the description below. What am I making today? I am making sloppy joe mix. One of my favorite things, and this is why I love pressure canning, is pressure canning meats and meals. I love doing meals, and we love sloppy joes. And the traditional can that you get in the store is got a huge amount of sugar in it, like huge amount of sugar. So I've been making my own for years. So I just thought I will share some tips with you as we go along. For what I have found the easiest to make canning easier. The first thing I do is I get all my jars ready, and I always have 2 jars, at least 2 jars more than what you think you're gonna need, because you almost always are gonna need at least 1 more, I find. Some recipes are true. If they tell you you have 6, you'll get 6. But so and this is a great time when you're washing them. You can inspect them all for any flaws, any chips, dings. Always check your jars for that. And then we get them all washed up. I also keep mine warm in my oven at 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and I just keep them warm in there, because if you are putting hot item into your jars, you want your jars to be hot. If you're putting cold item into your jars, you want your jars to be cold, because you don't want to cause cracks or, you know, to shock the jars. So always remember, hot jars, cool or lukewarm jars. I then like to have everything set up that I'm going to need. My bowl with vinegar, because this will probably have some grease, and I want to make sure there's no grease on top of the jar so our lids seal properly. A stick for my debubbling, my lids lined up, my funnel, and I love this funnel because it has the measurements for your headspace, which makes it much easier to fill your jars. My rings are ready, and my ladle is all ready to go. I also have in the sink a bowl with a strainer, because this is medium ground beef that I'm using today, which I don't typically like, but this is what was on sale. Okay, you're going to need 6 cups of ground beef, 2 cups of beef broth, 1 cup of bell pepper, finely diced. And I mean, that could be finer, but we don't mind it a little chunkier. And these are bell peppers that I grew and froze last summer. You'll need a 1/4 cup of honey, 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 4 cups of tomato sauce. This is homemade tomato sauce from last summer, but again, you can buy store-bought. It does call for 2 cups of finely diced onion. I don't have any fresh onions, so I'm just going to use 6 tablespoons of these freeze-dried onions, which is the equivalent of 2 cups. 6 cloves of garlic. This is garlic that's all minced and ready to go for me that I froze last year. Makes it much more convenient. You will need a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard. You can also put a 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. We are not fans of black pepper, so I'm not going to be putting that in. And this is what you need for ingredients. So I'm going to cook up my hamburger in batches, because that's a lot of hamburger. And I also have my big stock pot ready to go. which you will need to finish everything else in. But first we're going to just fry up this, brown up this hamburger and then drain off all the grease. And we will be putting the hamburger that's already cooked and drained right into here to get it ready for the rest of the ingredients. All our ground beef is browned, but I just want to show you the amount of grease that I got out of that hamburger. You can actually save this and put it in your refrigerator and cook with it if you want. I've actually made suet cakes for not only the chickens, but the wild birds in the past. I haven't had to do this for a long time because, like I said, the beef that we normally get from our farmers that we buy it from are beautifully and deliciously lean. So I just want to show you, that was a lot of fat in that hamburger. All the ground beef is now in the stock pot, and we're literally just going to put all the ingredients in here. Our beef broth, our peppers, our garlic, honey, 6 tablespoons of the freeze-dried onion, 6, 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire, 3, a tablespoon of yellow mustard, a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, half a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to bring this to a boil, and we need it to boil for 10 minutes. You want to make sure you stir it often while it's boiling so it doesn't scorch on the bottom. Okay, now we are ready to fill our jars. So we want to leave 1-inch headspace. And I just took my jars out of the oven, and they are hot. I took out 6. I have 8 altogether, 8 or 9 I think ready. So we'll see how they do. And then we're going to debubble. And that's too much in there, I can tell already, so we're just going to take some out of this one. Okay. I'm going to see, I need my reading glasses because the print is very small on that. I'm going to see if we're at, okay, we are at 1 inch. And we're just going to keep going and debubble, and then afterwards you might need to adjust. And you might need to add a little more because debubbling sometimes will make it fall down, but we are good there. This is a little bit of vinegar on the cloth, and I'm just going to wipe off all the rims to make sure there's no grease. And we're going to take our lids. All right, and then just finger tight. So that's what most of the recipes will say. I will tell you the trick that I have learned doing the lids. So I tighten them and then I turn them once. I tighten them, turn them once. And I find that works perfect for me. They're not too tight, they're not too loose. Tighten, turn once. Tighten, turn once. Tighten, turn once.
Ooh, hot chocolate. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button.
Hey, who took my hot chocolate?
Make sure you hit the bell so that you don't miss any new videos. And if you you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
So I end up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, and I got out my second pressure canner so I can get the other 2 done at the same time. This jar is going to take 1 hour and 15 minutes to process, plus the cool down and all that. So by then, the 2 other jars I have will be too cool. So this is my electric pressure canner. It says Carry. It's actually made by Nesco. I will link it down below. I'm going to be putting 8 cups of boiling water in here. And there's also a stainless steel rack that comes with this down in the bottom. These in the bottom of the rack, of the canner. So this is very important not to put your, and this is for any kind of canner, don't have your jars just touching the bottom without anything in between. And we are going to close. So up here, this weight here, it actually comes with 2 kinds. It will come with a green one that is for a higher elevation than where I live. So it's 10 pounds of pressure for 1 hour and 15 minutes for my elevation where I live. So I gotta get my glasses again. We've locked it. We have to make sure that when we start, the vent, the weight is pointing that way. Okay, as you can see right here, we want it pointing that way. And then we're going to start it. Let me see if I can bring you over so you can see what I am doing here. So we go high, 75 minutes. We hit start. Now this will go like this. That's perfectly normal. And it's going to take, it's a pretty full canner, so it will probably take 20-30 minutes to come up to steam, and we will see it vent right here, and this will automatically count down 10 minutes for venting the steam, and it will beep to let us know it's over, and then we have to come and we have to turn this over to the airtight position. Once the pressure canner reaches the correct internal temperature, the canner will beep once, and the control panel display will read E10, E10. The preset E10 code means the exhaust mode is going to vent for 10 minutes. The pressure canner will automatically count down for that 10 minutes. Once the control panel says E0, it will beep once and you'll need to turn your valve to the airtight. Once the canner resumes, the control panel will beep again. The required process time entered earlier will now start to count down. During this time, your canner will begin to release steam even though the pressure limiting valve is set to airtight. This is completely normal. My first pressure canner is done. It says off, so we just unplug it and leave it to cool down. These jars will stay here on the canning mat for 24 hours, and then we will complete our final step in canning Sloppy Joe mix. So we'll see you back here tomorrow. Well, it's been 24 hours, so the last step in our canning of our Sloppy Joe mix from yesterday is to, 1, make sure they've all sealed and to give them all a quick wipe down before they go on the shelf. So, very easy way to find out if they have sealed or not. So the first thing you're going to do is take off the rings. You should not store your canned goods with the rings on. I know my grandmother always did, because you can get a false seal. These can actually unseal on you and then get sealed again just from the pressure of the ring being on. And, you know, yuck. You know, you could have spoiled food and not know it. So we take off all our rings. Okay, and then the easiest way to see if they sealed is to pick them up carefully by the lids. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Perfect. All 7 sealed. I love 4-jar lids, and I do have a discount code, and I'll put it down here, where you can get 10% off your own 4-jar lids, and that also is, you can use that code when things are on sale. So the next thing we do is I have a cloth here that's just got a little bit of dish soap, and we're gonna give them a wash because they are a little bit greasy. You wanna make sure you get any food or grease or anything off of them so they don't spoil on your shelf. And then I just give them a quick dry because I am going to be marking what these are and the year I made them. You always think you're going to remember what is in the jars, and this, it might be a little bit obvious because, you know, that's what it looks like. But I'm not the only person who makes meals in my house. I'd say I do about 98% of them, but if I'm not home or somebody wants it, this way they'll know for sure what it is. Like that, we have 7 pints of Sloppy Joe mix for our shelves. This makes me so happy. Like, you have no idea how happy this makes me. Every Wednesday this month for March Canning Madness, I will be posting a canning video, so make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any of the videos coming out. I also want to thank Constance for opening this collaboration this year, and also she is having a giveaway on March 31st of a pressure canner and lids. It's a fantastic prize giveaway. I will link her Instagram here down below. You can get more information on it on her Instagram to find out how you can win and all that good stuff. So it's an amazing prize. And I also want to mention that I have set a goal, I'm hoping for this month, to reach 20 members to my YouTube channel down below. And you can just click the join button that's right down underneath my name. It's 99 cents a month. You will have access to videos only that I'm only making for members. The very first video will be going out very soon, so you're going to want to sign up for that so you don't miss out on it. And I have future plans that I'm going to keep under my hat for now for all my members, but don't miss out. It's just 99 cents a month. I am 10 away from my goal of 20 for this month. So until then, take care, God bless, and we'll see you all soon.